The call cut through the static of war. Not orders, not intel, something worse. "We have your son," the detective's voice crackled over the line. His stepfather used him as a punching bag after he got drunk. Internal bleeding. He's in the hospital. The ground shifted under me, though I hadn't moved. Sand. Gunfire in the distance. My hands clenched around the rifle until my knuckles turned white. My sergeant grabbed the radio. "We're pulling you out. Stealthbird inbound. You've got 42 hours. End it. End it." As if the mission had just changed. As if my enemy had been renamed. I stared into the desert night, the heat rising off the rocks like ghosts. 42 hours to erase a man who thought my son's body was his release valve. I wasn't coming home to talk. I was coming home to give him the only legacy men like him understand. I had trusted her, my ex-wife. When we split, I believed she wanted stability for our son. I believed her new husband could give him what I couldn't while I was halfway around the world. A family, a roof, normalcy. But the detective's words carved a different truth. Internal bleeding. Those weren't slips of discipline. They weren't mistakes. They were deliberate. A man venting his failures into the ribs of a boy who carried my name. My chest felt hollow, but my thoughts sharpened. Questions sliced through me. Did she know? Did she stand by while it happened? Or worse, did she choose him over her own son? I had lived my life among lies and shifting allegiances, but this betrayal was personal. It wasn't about intelligence reports or false leads. It was about blood. My blood. I landed in the dead of night. The city looked smaller than I remembered, but the shadows stretched longer. I didn't storm in. I didn't scream at her door. Instead, I watched. I observed her routines, her conversations, her silences. Silence tells you more than words ever can. Hospital reports confirmed what the detective said. Bruises in stages of healing, broken ribs, a pattern of violence that stretched back months. My son's voice trembled when I called, but he didn't cry. He'd already learned that pain was something to hide. Her phone records told the rest. Calls unanswered when the ER admitted him. Texts to her husband apologizing for overreacting. Not a mother protecting her child, an accomplice covering for a man she chose over blood. Each discovery wasn't fire, it was ice. A quiet freeze spreading through me. By the time 42 hours shrank to 20, I wasn't a soldier anymore. I was something colder. The truth sat in my hands one evening, bound in hospital files and police statements. Undeniable. I placed the stack on her kitchen table. She entered, startled to see me home. Her lips parted, excuses forming before words even left my mouth. Read. She scanned the first page. Her shoulders tensed. Her eyes darted to me, searching for some softness, some hesitation. There was none. Her husband walked in minutes later. He saw the file, saw me, and froze. The color drained from his face as if he already knew what those pages held. Neither spoke, neither denied. Because truth, when placed naked on the table, doesn't invite arguments. It demands silence. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't lift a fist. Violence is too quick, too merciful. I turned to her first. You chose him over your son. Every unanswered call, every lie to the police. You made yourself his accomplice. Her face collapsed, but I felt nothing. Then I looked at him. You thought a boy was your battlefield. You mistook fragility for weakness. That mistake ends tonight. I slid the documents across the table, copies already delivered to detectives, to lawyers, to every authority waiting for a push. His face twisted as the realization sank in. He wasn't just exposed, he was trapped. I don't need to kill you, I said. The truth already has. And I walked out, leaving them in the wreckage of their own making. I saw my son the next morning. He was pale, fragile, but alive. He tried to smile when he saw me, but it broke halfway. I held him gently, careful not to press against the ribs still healing under bandages. He didn't ask questions. Children don't need words to know who's there for them. I promised him nothing. Promises are fragile things, easily broken. I simply stayed until he fell asleep, his small hand clutching mine like an anchor. Outside the hospital, the dawn broke gray and silent. My mission was complete. Not with blood, not with gunfire, but with truth. And as I walked into the morning, I understood the cost of clarity. Sometimes justice isn't the sound of a shot fired. Sometimes it's the silence that follows when the guilty are finally left alone with themselves.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.